This is an insanity puzzle. You have 4 cubes and you have to arrange them in such a way that each of the side would have 4 different colors. That's the objective. Like this side, the one on the top here, this side, all these sides should have unique colors. So now it is, I've solved it already, but that's the end result. I'm gonna walk you through different steps required to solve this puzzle. One way, of course, is to keep on trying. You can keep on doing permutation combinations and see whenever you hit the jackpot and find all 4 different colors, which obviously not the best way. It takes a lot of time, so we are not going to do that. So what you do is, first step is you draw the graph on the paper and do all the iterations on the paper, then come back to the blocks and then arrange them in this winning combination that we will find out. So step 1, what you do is take each of the block and represent that on the paper. I'm going to show you how. Okay, this particular thing that I have has 4 colors. It has blue, it has red, it has purple and green. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write it down here, which is red, green, blue and purple. Okay, so let me just keep it here. Now what I'll do is, I need 4 blocks. I'm going to use different color sketch pen for each one of them so that I can identify them clearly. What you have to do is, each block has 6 faces, obviously, which means that it has 3 pairs of opposite faces, right? So we are going to draw it here. So I have 4 vertices with 4 colors that I have. I'm going to draw a line representing the pair of opposite faces, which means that every block is gonna have 3 lines on the graph. Since I have 4 blocks, I have 4 colors, so in sum you'll have 12 lines, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So for the first block, let's see, let me just number it as 1. Let's take it, it has red in front of green, so let me draw a line from red to green. Then I have blue in front of blue, so I'll draw a loop here. Then I have purple in front of red. Okay, so these are my 3 pairs of opposite faces. This is a graph for the first cube, right? So I'm gonna, let me keep it here. My step 1 is done. What I did is a quick summary. Every cube has been represented here. Every edge shows the opposite faces, colors on the opposite faces, and the color of this line represent which block I've used. Okay, so these are the 4 blocks and we have 12 lines here. This is my step number 1, representing all blocks in this graph. Now let's move to the step number 2. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to divide this graph into 2 subgraphs, and here are the rules. This is how you have to do it. When you arrange these blocks, these cubes like this, you're gonna have 1 pair of opposite faces. Let's call it front to back. So you have to have, I'm gonna write it here, front to back, and there is going to be one pair of opposite faces, which is going to be top to bottom. So let me write it here, top to bottom. There's something also left to right, but let's ignore that for now. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to identify a unique combination of two subgraphs out of this one in such a way that one, there are no overlapping lines. Two, it's gonna be in one direction, which what I mean by is no vertex will have two lines originating from it. So I'm gonna have use direction. Let's use clockwise direction, and you will know about it what I'm trying to do here. Let me write down RGBP here. Let me write down RGBP here. Okay, now we're going to do the iterations here to identify the two subgraphs from this here and here, with non-overlapping lines and with in one direction. Okay, so let's pick the lines and try to divide it. And if you hit a deadlock wherein you absolutely cannot do it, you have to take a step back and again try to do it in some other way. Let's start with the red one. Remember, you have one red line here, one red line here. I obviously cannot use this loop, which won't help me, so I'm gonna use this red and this red. So let me keep one red here and I'll keep another red here. So I'll hit this direction. Okay, and this is clockwise one. What this is gonna mean is, for this red color block, which is my block 1, red is gonna be on the front and green is gonna be on the back, and here purple is gonna be on the top and red is gonna be on the bottom. Okay, so this is what we'll eventually find out. So this is the first one. Let's come back to it. Let's take the second one. Let's see what we have. There is one line here, there is one line here. We can split the two. So now this line here, which I have from between purple and red, I obviously cannot have it here because there is already one line present, so I have to get that thing here. So I'll use it here, keeping the direction same. So the second line has to appear here. Okay, so this is done. Third one I'm going to ignore, obviously, so let's keep it here. Let's pick the third one. Third, you have one here, and one here. Loop I'm going to ignore, obviously, so you can have one here and one here. Now this top one between the red and green you cannot use here because there is already one line, so it has to come here. So I'm just gonna use it here. The second one between purple and blue has to come here, keeping the direction same. Now let's look at the fourth one. If it is filling the missing gap here, then we are right, or we'll have to redo everything. Let's figure it out. So you have black, fourth one, which is here, G and which is here and here. Let's see. Now you have to have black here between B and P. Do we have it? You have it here, so you can pick it. There is one black here between G and B. You pick it here. Okay, this is step 2. So what you just did is you chose a clockwise direction, created two subgraphs from this original one. You made them directional. The first part is front to back graph, other one top to bottom graph. You made sure that there are no overlapping lines and the order is maintained. The clockwise direction is maintained. So this is my step 2. These two subgraphs have been prepared. Now you have to translate this back there onto the cubes. Okay, so let's start from the first one. Remember, first one was the red, so look at the red lines. So what it says is, if this combination has to work, then you need to have red on front, green on back. So do we have it? Red on front and green on back. Okay, at the same time this thing also has to work, which says purple on top, red on bottom. So do we have it? Purple on top, red on bottom. So I'm gonna keep it exactly in that way here. Let's pick the second one. Second one was blue. Let's look at the blue line. My subgraph, front to back graph. Let's look at it here. Blue is purple to red. Purple is front, red is gonna be back. Do we have it? Purple is front. Oh, this is not red. Yeah. So purple is front, red is black. And let's see what do we have for blue here. Green is top, blue is bottom. Do we have it? No. Rotate it. Rotate it. Blue is top. No, you want green on top. Green on top, blue is on bottom, right? So same combination, you keep it here. Let's take the third one. We have represented it with green sketch pen. So what do we have for green here? Blue to purple means blue on the front, purple on the back. Do we have it? Blue on the front and purple on the back. So this is right. What do we have here for top to bottom? Look at the green line. So red to green. So red has to be top and green has to be on the bottom. Let's see. Red has to be on the top and green has to be on the bottom. So we have that. So you keep it here. Now let's take the fourth one. So fourth one is represented by the black one. And let's see here. It's green to blue. So let's see, green is gonna be on the front to back. Green is front and blue is back. Green is front, blue is back. This is correct. Let's look at what do we have for top to bottom. Look at the black line, which is blue to purple. We have blue on the top. Yes, blue on the top, purple on the bottom. So this has to be it. So when you have done this thing, this has to be the solution. Let's see if we have found it. This is the one side, all 4 different colors. This is another side, all 4 different colors. Let me try to. This is all 4 different colors. And all 4 different colors. That's it. This is how you solve it. It's gonna be as one of the most confusing explanations or the videos I have made. It's probably my 6th or 7th take. I still feel that do it a few more times and then you would understand the steps. You may have different, instead of colors, you may have different shapes or animals or objects here on the faces, but you would have 4 different objects or things. You have them on the vertices, you draw the graph, you divide that into front to back and top to bottom. For each of the graph, you have a rule wherein you don't have overlapping lines and you give them a direction in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Same for both. You find out these 2 subgraphs hidden here. Once you do that, you have to again go back and arrange these 2 things. And I don't know what I just said, but this helps. If you have any questions, please put those in comment. I think I might include the Wikipedia link also, which is equally confusing. But that's it. Thank you.